Good morning, guys. We are going to, I think we're going to have to rearrange our room, which is not our room. I think we're going to have to swap rooms around because Azariah got his BiPAP yesterday, but I can't make our tiny room downstairs be workable for this BiPAP and the situation. It's going to take months to get him to like put the BiPAP on and be able to wear it overnight. And so I need something for that to work. Of course he's sleeping now because he didn't sleep last night. So of course he's snuggled up now. So we're gonna take, I tried to move his bed over last night right here. And then I have his pole there. Can you see his pole? Then I have his pole there with his stuff. But then his BiPAP equipment is around the corner, our bed. And then my desk is over there. I'll show you his BiPAP equipment here. So over here, I have all of his BiPAP equipment, which only has a 6-foot hose. But I don't know, like, this is the space to get through. That's how tiny it is. How tiny? Which way do I move? Okay. That's how tiny this space is, like to get to the bathroom and stuff. So I don't even know if that, I can't put this table over there. Let's see if I do it this way. I can't put this table over here to get a little bit closer because then there's no space here. So if usually my husband will get up, if my daughter goes off, which she does almost every night, her diabetes would go off in the middle of the night. How is anyone going to get through here if there's a table right here? I mean, you could climb over the bed, but if I'm laying there with him, like, what are you going to do? There's no way you can really get out. So I think what we're going to do is take all his stuff, all our stuff, and move it upstairs. So this is the upstairs hallway. And then this is the big bedroom here, which obviously currently has 4 people. So this, she's sort of like throwing stuff together down here. Thinking what I could do is put like our bed here and then put his bed, and then on the other side of this window here put the rocking chair here and then the BiPAP here. I don't know if that's what's gonna work, but that's where I'm going with that right now. And then I have this, which will be for Sweet Pea and another child, and I'll probably clean out some of this and put a mattress underneath in case the 3-year-old wants to sleep down here as well. So there'd be able to be 3 people in here. Maybe not. She might be able to sleep up there and then on the bottom because the 5-year-old goes well in the other room. So we might just keep the bunk bed. We'll see. And so she's going to move some of the sewing stuff down there. This is where like a lot of the kids are like working on sewing projects and such. Some of the sewing stuff, and then there's another one over here. So we need to kind of tidy up the sewing type thing. Lots of girls that like to, actually not even just girls, that like to sew and do crafts. Some of them are working on sewing up enough stuff to start a business for next summer. So they've been working on a lot of those things. So we want to be able to give them space to do that. So we have to figure out how all that's going to work as well. So that is the plan for the day. I think the white recliner rocker that he loves before bed is probably going to try to come up here so he can be rocked, like put the BiPAP on, rock him with the BiPAP on, and then lay him down. It's going to be my goal. Yeah. I don't know. Basically, taking everything out of the closet, putting it here, cleaning out that room. What I'm going to do right now is go through all this stuff here to make sure it's still stuff that I could find a thing or two that I don't love that can go to be loved by somebody else.
I better go get Owen.
Okay, so this is my mess. Sweaters, those I'm keeping. A couple t-shirts I'm keeping. These are summer things. Those are gonna go up in my summer box. Regular shirts here, keeping those, and this is stuff that I'm not going to use that doesn't fit me correctly. Still need to go through this stuff here and the stuff in that gray tote. Let's go over here. This is my mess. They're bringing the mattress up, taking apart the bed. This is all type 1 diabetes things. I have some Christmas things over there. Yeah, so we'll clean out. How did her sweater get over there? Anyway, we're cleaning this out. There is the queen bed. Got myself some breakfast, got Azure some breakfast. Get this done. We have our worker coming in today at 1, so trying to get it done. That's just sitting there in the boys' bedroom. And this one's sitting here in this hallway. And then this is where this room's at. So I'm gonna mop this area here and then put my bed here, and then we should be able to start moving stuff. I'm going through clothes as they're taking that bed apart, and I'll just wipe this all up. Thank you. Just kind of clean all the dirt off of here. It's summer stuff. Gotta hang that stuff up. Pajamas.
When we're cleaning, looking at your sister.
Figure out a system as far as his oxygen goes, because we'll have to put his like oxygen condenser. We'll probably leave that downstairs, and then maybe have like a small tank to bring him up on, and then have his big oxygen tanks upstairs. But we also need like separate oxygen with his BiPAP in case like his BiPAP stopped or we're having in between. We need like to be able to turn that on. Yeah. So probably 2 separate tanks. Putting this together. This is my daughter's stuff here still. This is our yard, guys. And that's a big, I only with somebody older can they go on this side here because it's a main road there. Weird here. I'm trying to decide how to do this because like your hangers don't actually like fit in. I guess they do. You can do it like that. I am really motivated to organize and clean. Today I am not super motivated. I'm like dragging. Azure did not sleep well at all. He has not been sleeping well lately. And then I was gonna try to do the BiPAP thing, and I was like, yeah, there's no way. I have to take a cat nap. Never buy another piece of white furniture. So this chair is about 6 months old. Look how dirty it is. Oh my goodness. White and big families do not mix. I am so tired, guys. I can't even like explain to you how tired I am. Gonna fold these clothes, trying to like remain focused. It's 11 o'clock. They're coming at 1. I am still only half dressed. This is my top half. My bottom half has pajama pants on it. So I'm gonna try to get this area right here situated. My daughter's bringing some stuff down there, so let's do this. You have your bed.
Yeah. I can help him put a sheet on.
Nice. Why do you have to sleep in the same room with mom and dad?
Because mom and dad needs to know when I'm high and low.
Because you have what?
Type 1 diabetes.
Yes. So she is not, she's not there yet as far as being organized. Look at this mess.
That's all my toys down there.
I lost. I am moving too slow today to actually have this done before they come. They'll be here in like half an hour. I'm not even dressed yet. Oh my goodness, I'm so tired. But I'm excited. I'm excited because I've gotten like, I also, in amongst all of this, I've also got, woo, this is wet. So I've also gotten a lot of business calls done in between everything. So I need to give myself grace. It's been half a day. We're good. I'm going to figure out this setup in a little bit and clean up that mess. I need to find something to wear. And then Azariah is having like a fitting for a bunch of different equipment cleaned out the driveway so that they can come in because they're going to be bringing equipment in for him to trial, which is kind of exciting. I might see if they feel comfortable and will let me like at least take pictures, if not take a video of him trying different equipment so you guys can see. So I'm pretty excited about that. I just need to like get some energy in order to do that. Maybe I can get another cup of coffee. I'm on coffee 3 today. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be back to this project a little later and I'll be back with you guys. Okay guys, so I have come to like a good stopping spot, I think. Gonna get ready for supper. So let's see, try to get this. Like my head covering like folded in half while I was in the closet. So I went through a bunch of clothes. So now I just have like my sweaters and shirts and then skirts and dresses. And then these are my things. Then I have up here like my underwear, bras and headscarves, and then pajamas stacked over there. I have extra bags down here on the floor. And then I actually have extra socks and mittens down there. And then I have some juice boxes. So, to correct Lowe's, we also often give her half a juice box. But if there's juice boxes hanging around downstairs, then they will get eaten way faster than I want them to. So, keep them in my closet. So this actually just has extra socks here. So I'm gonna bring this down. Look at the mess. So this stuff here, and oops, and this stuff here, my daughter is going to come up and get. That's her stuff there. So I'll just share with you here what I have. Here's my mountain of pillows. Literally, I usually like sleep like that, and then I'll have Azariah in my arms. This has my daughter. You saw her making her bed earlier. And then this is my 3-year-old's bed. And then I have this little stand. My daughter still has stuff in this drawer. I got this tablet on like sale a couple weeks ago. I don't know if they're having a Black Friday sale or what it was, but I have this. So I think I'll use this with the stand and then be able to put audiobooks or occasionally a show on before bed for the people that are in here. And then let me shut this over. And then over here is kind of my section. This is my little caddy section. So I need to get the BiPAP. Actually, let me go do that and then I'll come back up and share this with you. Think this through. So that's the BiPAP here. So the oxygen needs to be able to attach to here, but then also I need to make sure this. So this would be okay if he was in bed. This would be okay if I like held him here, but then like I couldn't like rock him there. I don't think so. Let me see. Maybe he could. That might work. It might actually work. Find out soon enough. I think it will have enough slack. And there's the wires. Let me see how I want to fit. I'm gonna try to see if maybe I can put this in the middle and put his bed over that side and then the chair over that side. Okay. Let's see. I think this is where I'm going to start with it tonight. Have his bed here, the BiPAP's here, the oxygen is here. We'll need to move his oxygen over to here because I'll attach his, what is that called? So this bag thing there. This for his G-tube stuff, I'll need to bring over here closer to here, closer to him, but that has wheels. And then I'll also have to probably get him a small oxygen all set up with the top part, like this one here. I have one more of those, and I'll probably put a small oxygen like that, just with his, like his nose piece that comes on his head, and I'll probably disconnect that and then hook him onto this, but then I'll have that in backup in case like this didn't work. I'd have his nasal cannula already set up and I wouldn't be scrambling to try to like disconnect and reconnect oxygens. I think that's what I'll do. We'll see how it works. All I can do is try. My vantage point now, which is in that chair, I have bed. I need to bring that downstairs. Then I have a little stand here that I can put the, what is that called? Tablet on. And then I have the little guy there, which he's not plugged in. He's not doing anything. Basically, we use him for essential oils sometimes. The kids still have stuff under the bed. Didn't go through all that stuff. That's extra clothes that I need to find a place for. And then the bunk beds. Aside from that, pretty much everything else is clean. I'm gonna take a shower. Then move the desk. And then if I do that and this works out okay, then tomorrow during the day, I need to get some cooking done. I'd like to actually like sleep a little bit tonight. That would be lovely, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. Yeah, shower to revive myself, to get me through the rest of the night. I usually do like Bible and read a book after 6. It's like 5:15, so I should be able to be ready by 6. So that's my daughter's stuff here. This I have not moved yet. There's so much going on like with the house and such as well. It's kind of like, what's the point in moving like too many things? If we are gonna move again, like, do I want to organize everything? I don't know. One day. I know for sure I don't want to bring that upstairs because it's heavy. I don't want to bring that upstairs if we're going to be moving in like a month or something. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're not going to be moving. Maybe I'll need to rearrange at that time. But my daughter said it's not bugging her. So I'm just going to leave it there. So it is another day. We need to sweep in here. Actually, my daughter wanted to sweep in here, so I didn't sweep in here. So I will let my daughter sweep in here. So my 5-year-old's been sleeping here. She has a bed in another room, but she wants to be with the other girls here. So we have my 7-year-old and then my 3-year-old there. And then they just have like a box of toys, some bags and stuff they use when they go out. We'll need to go through that, but we'll probably wait till after Thanksgiving to do that. I have my bed unmade. These clothes I need to hang up. This is how it's working. So we talked to the BiPAP guy yesterday. And well, he's not actually the BiPAP guy. He brings my oxygen, and he was like, you really need to bring the concentrator upstairs because if you're at 2 liters, you're going to be going through way too many tanks overnight. That would make the most sense. So we ended up bringing the concentrator upstairs. So I'll just explain that. Okay, here's our table. This is kind of how it was. I don't want it like right against the wall. I want it here at nighttime. Actually, everyone's been getting in my bed for a little bit, and watching something because that's where we're at. The concentrator is here. My dirty clothes there. My lovely chair here. And then this is the system that we have going on here. Start them off. I know what I can tell you about the BiPAP. It is a nightmare. It really is. It has been horrible. He just screams. I'm trying to get some of the doctors and stuff to talk to me a little bit about it. I'll share more like in the update of Azariah. I don't know if that will come out before or after this. But it has been really challenging. I think that you can probably tell in some of the videos lately, I am extremely, extremely tired. I think today I'm actually going to lay down and see if I can get some of the little kids to take a nap with me or something, because I just, going into Thanksgiving, the house stuff, all that type of stuff, I think that I need to just lay down today for a little bit. It's hard. But I feel like I got the bedroom to a point that is workable. And then once I am revived again, I think we'll know better. I think we're just getting through Thanksgiving. Once we get through Thanksgiving, we'll probably, or even like the beginning, I don't know. Once we get through, then the next couple weeks, I feel like I'll know better and then know how I want to organize better or what we're going to do. It's hard to be like so tentative, but I know that this is working right now. So this is tentatively working right now, although it is challenging and it's hard to figure out. Like, his clothes are downstairs, his G-tube stuff is upstairs, so it's a little like finicky in the morning. Nobody can really hear me like if I'm upstairs by myself. The way the bedroom doors are, it kind of goes like around the other side. So like you have to go down that hallway in order for anyone to hear you. So like if I was to yell like downstairs, they really wouldn't hear me. But I do have a daughter who's home that has a cell phone, so if I really need to, then I can just call her or call the house, which I don't even know my house number. That's so horrible. We just got our telephone number switched. It was, for a long time, they kept it at our old house number, and then it was like really crackly. It was odd. Anyway, so they changed our number. I forget what it is. Okay, that's about it. That's as organized as I'm getting right now. I feel like my brain is like almost moved on to how I would organize the other house, but I need to make this work for now. Hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's what's working. Have a blessed day. So this is kind of just a temporary fix for now. If this was to be a long-term solution, we would probably bring in the little girls would probably sleep in another room, and then we'd probably bring in her Dexcom thing right into here, that like monitor that goes off really loud. But right now, this is what's working. Both my husband and I are on the same page. It's like we need a little bit of sleep. Like I've been up with Azariah a lot, so every time, I mean, I think last night she went off like 6 times. So every time her monitor gets off, you have to take it, turn the alarm off, and address the issue. So my husband was doing that, well, most of the time, because Azariah decided to throw up all over the place. So I try to let him sleep as much as possible. Like until this situation, my husband usually just slept through the night. Even as much as I can, I try to have it so that he can sleep through the night, so he can be fully alert for work. But over the past couple months, it's just been really challenging. So there's plenty of times I have had to wake him up, or he's getting up with Sweet Pea and handling her diabetes. Her diabetes is not like overnights, it's wild. Like almost every night we're getting up with the monitor. So we're trying to figure that out. I think after the holidays here, we're really going to see if we can figure out our food, figure out her food, and just see if that will help any. She was in a honeymoon period, and now she's out of the honeymoon period. So we're trying to figure that out. It's a lot. It really is. And we need to like figure out those things. But I know people are going to be like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you guys are sleeping with kids in your room. How are you going to blah, 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 blah. I think that no matter what you do in your life, it needs to be between like you and the Lord and your husband, and try to decide what's going to work best for you guys in that season. Sometimes that meant that I was sleeping downstairs on the couch. Sometimes that meant my husband was sleeping on the couch. Sometimes that meant we had 2 beds. Sometimes it meant we had other kids in our room. Our number one focus is our children, and we're both on the same page for that. If you were in a relationship where one person really felt strongly by that and another person didn't feel strongly about that, then that would need to be a discussion between you and your spouse. But for me and my husband, that's one thing. We're not the best communicators, I'll be honest with you with that, but that is one thing. There doesn't even really need to, at this point, need to be communication about it, because we both feel the same. It's just like when we found out about Azariah's condition, like there was no doubt in either of our minds that we were going to fight for this sweet baby's life. Like it wasn't even like I asked just out of whatever, but he was like, I don't know why you're even asking this. Of course I'm going to fight for my baby's life. So there was no like division. So like as far as the way that our room is set up now, we both feel this is the best scenario at this point right now. Is this going to be something that's going to be the same for the next 5 years? Absolutely not. If this goes for a month and we can just try to figure it out and try to whatever, decide what's going on, and that's what works for the next month, then we can reevaluate in a month. You know, just do what works for a little time. You don't have to think about the future. Just do what's working for right then. And if it's working for your household, working for your family, then do it. Don't worry about what others are going to say, because I know darn well people are going to comment in the box that, oh my goodness, I can't believe they got all those kids up in their room. So if you're one of those people, you could, it's not going to change me. It's not going to change my husband. We are who we are, and this is what we do. We do it 10 times over again. It's the way that we live, and that's the way we want to live. And my kids, because I know somebody's going to say this, my kids are not seeing anything inappropriate. Let's just put it that way. We're here for our kids, and we're doing this for our children in this season in our life. And that's what's working. So yeah, sometimes in life, it doesn't need to be perfect. We just need to do what's going to work for that moment in our lives. And so if you take nothing from this tired mom, take that for me, that sometimes you might not be able to make it so beautiful. There's times in our lives that, you know, maybe we don't have the finances to make it the way I exactly would want to make it, but I would change one thing or change something to make it more workable or beautiful to me, and that can mean a lot. So don't be scared to just try one thing, change one thing to see if that will bring blessing to your life.